If you've had even so much of a pinky dipped into the wellness, fitness, longevity space over the last few years, you have heard all about infrared saunas. But over the past few years, you might be turned away from saunas because, COVID and tight communal hot sweaty spaces. And unless you have a lot of space and money sitting around, it can be difficult to just have your own cabin style sauna. I for one love an infrared sauna, but I can't just have one here in my little New York studio apartment. So what if there was an infrared sauna that you could do at home, alone, and much cheaper? Well, that's exactly what MiHigh is doing with the infrared sauna blanket. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking all about my experience with the MiHigh sauna blanket, the pros, the cons, and whether or not I think you should be in the market for one. Now, with all of that being said, I'm a big fan of disclosures. I personally did not buy this sauna. MiHigh was nice enough to reach out and send me a unit, for which I'm very thankful for. That being said, I was very explicit in my communication with the company, and they were very open to this, that I'm not gonna just try and push whatever their advertising is. I wanted to give honest feedback because that transparency is super important to me for you guys. So what actually is an infrared sauna blanket? Well, MiHigh's sauna blanket is essentially a sleeping bag. It's like a big waterproof sleeping bag that has 2 heating units essentially spread across the top and the bottom of the bag. You unvelcro it, hop in, velcro yourself back in, and then use the control panel to set both the time and temperature settings of the blanket. Now, in terms of the actual temperature, most infrared saunas do have an actual temperature reading on them that you will select when you preheat them. However, the sauna blanket just has a setting of 1 through 9 in terms of heat. I can't say exactly how hot 9 is and how hot 1 is because they just don't give you that information. This isn't really something that bothered me because I just kind of gathered over use what settings I like. I tend to sit at like a 7 or 8 and I'm comfortable and happy in there. Now, if you're only familiar with a traditional sauna, using an infrared sauna feels a little bit different. And the infrared sauna blanket is no exception. You get that kind of deep inside out feeling of heat from the blanket, just like you would sitting in a more cabin style infrared sauna. If anything, I felt like the heat was a little bit more intense because it felt so close to my body, which is both a pro and a con, which I'll get to later in the video. Now, in terms of setup and use, I found it very simple. I was a little nervous taking out this big, huge thing, trying to find a place to put it, whether I should do it on the floor, should I do it on my bed, should I do it on the couch? I don't have many options here in terms of space, but most times I'll just set it up on the floor or the bed, and I don't really have any preference between the two. At the risk of getting a little personal here, I don't really think I'm somebody who sweats a whole lot, even when I exercise pretty intensely, but boy, oh boy, was I shocked by the amount that I sweat using this thing. So whether you sweat a lot or a little usually, I would err on the side of you are going to be sweating like crazy in this thing. As far as the health benefits of the sauna go, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm a scientist or a doctor and go deep into studies and all the rest of it about far infrared light, which for context is the type of infrared light that this sauna uses. But if you are really interested in the more deep scientific, what exactly is infrared light doing to my body, what can I expect from a health standpoint, I will link all kinds of studies, videos, and all the rest of it down below so you can educate the crap out of yourself if you want to. But I'm not gonna read through a few studies, pretend I'm an expert, and present it to you that way in this video. Now, studies on infrared light itself aside, the company does make some big claims about the product that are worth digging into. They say that using the sauna will help with recovery, with sleep, with mood, with relaxation, improving your skin, detoxification, which is one of those buzzwords where what does that even mean? And one very specific benefit that I find to be incredibly sinister, and that is calorie burn. Now, I can sit here and say that I absolutely had improved mood, I slept better, I felt more recovered, my muscles felt better, and all of those things that they say will happen with the sauna. And there's a good amount of scientific literature to back that up. They also say that you can burn up to 300 calories in a 30-minute session and 600 calories in a 1-hour session. Now, I do think it's really important to make a serious sidebar about this calorie burn claim, because in my preparation for this video, the #1 question that I saw asked anytime saunas, infrared saunas, or anything like that came up was, will this help me lose weight? Will I lose weight if I use this product? And the companies that make products like this know that that is the question that is being asked. And so they come up with these claims that, oh, you can burn up to 600 calories in 1 hour of just laying in a blanket. Because not only is that just categorically false, it also just perpetuates the same type of get slim quick fixes that are just absolutely tearing apart people's, mental and physical health when it comes to having a healthy relationship with their body and fitness and all the rest of it. Now, I know that sounds like just heavy editorializing on my part, but if you are someone who's researching this product and watching this video and you are enamored by the claim you've seen that it will help you burn hundreds of calories while laying on your couch, and that this is the one thing that's missing between you and fitting into those jeans you always wanted to, this isn't the case. That is not a good reason to buy this product. And frankly, there are plenty of good reasons to buy this product, which I'm about to get into, but that is absolutely not one of them. Now, getting off my high horse here, let's talk about the pros of this blanket, of which there are many. You get the numerous health benefits of infrared light. It is far more affordable than either going and renting time in a sauna or building/buying your own infrared sauna to put in your backyard or something like that. If you don't love the communal setting or just being around people in general, especially in a spot like a sauna, you get to just do this at home alone on your own time. I love the fact that I can go out and do a hard workout or run and come home and know that I can just Velcro myself in to this super relaxing sauna. I can put something on TV, I can put a book in or a podcast and just lay there and zone out while getting all of these physical benefits. Another thing that's great about it is that it's very intuitive and easy to set up. I have zero problems unfolding the thing, plugging it in, and just hopping in it for an hour. And for all of those reasons, this quickly turned into something that I didn't know I needed to something I feel like I can't really live without. That being said, everything has its negatives, so let's talk about those. If you don't love the feeling of being like wrapped in kind of tight in like a warm environment, or you just get claustrophobic easily, this probably isn't going to be great for you. Because the fact of the matter is that you are lying Velcroed into something that's just heating your body for up to an hour. And because it is heating your body, it gets hot in there. And not just physically. There have been multiple times where I've been using it and I've kind of twisted my ankle a certain way or rolled over and I hit a spot that maybe I wasn't already making contact with, and I feel like I just kind of burned myself. I didn't actually burn myself. I've never experienced any like real burns, but just kind of that kind of shock, like, oh, that was hotter than I thought it was gonna be. But if you're familiar with sauna use at all, you'll get that switching seats in a sauna. So it's pretty similar to that. Now, I'd imagine it's to mitigate that, but the company does say to wear clothing inside the blanket, which leads to its own con, which is that you end up just being absolutely drenched in sweat in your clothing. And if you wanna use this thing a few times a week, you can expect to have like several sets of clothing that are just gonna be absolutely drenched in sweat, which if you don't love doing laundry every day, it might be a problem. And the last negative that I've really experienced is that if you don't love your own sweat, or you just don't love sweat in general, the cleanup, although it is easy, can be kind of gross. You have to think, if you're sweating that much, where's all that sweat gonna go? Well, it's gonna be in the bag with you. So to wrap things up, is the MiHigh Infrared Sauna Blanket for you? Well, it depends. Do you love an infrared sauna and you're looking for a more affordable, convenient option? If so, then I would absolutely wholeheartedly recommend the product. It sets out to do a job, and it does that job very well with minimal fuss. But if you're looking to buy a sauna to use at home because you think it is gonna help you lose weight, then I don't think that's a good reason to buy the product. That is really the one time where I would just stick my hand out and say like, no, don't buy it if that's the only reason you're getting it. And if you do need help getting in shape, make sure to subscribe and watch some of my other videos on the channel. That is what I do here in addition to making these kind of more fun product review videos. And if you did like this video, make sure to leave the video with a like and share it with anyone else you might think will find it useful. I appreciate you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.